Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. A sit butt hip roll. That's what they're called. Welcome back to another TCM tutorial. I'm going to be going over how to learn a reverse vault, whether we're doing it with one hand or two hands, as well as what mistakes there are and how to fix them. All of that is coming up in just a minute, so make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below if there's any other tutorials that you would like to see, and stay tuned. Reverse vaults are kind of flashy, so they're not really used for speed runs. It's more of a cool thing to do, I guess, more for free running than for parkour, if you differentiate the two like that. For starters, one of the things that we're going to be going over is a hip roll. Now, we're not gonna be doing hip rolls on the floor. We're gonna be doing hip rolls on our object. And now there's a really good reason for this, because it teaches the proper positioning for a reverse vault. For the hip roll, the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna sit on that whole thing, okay? Now, from here, I'm going to put both of my hands down to my right. Because I spin left, I'm gonna go here, hands down, and I'm just gonna flick my feet over to the other side towards my left, you know, going the opposite direction of my hands. And I'm just gonna roll my butt to the other side. Easy as that. Here's why we wanna do that, is because when we get ready to do all of our reverse vault together, that hip roll is the exact same position that you're gonna be in the air, just without your butt on the table. All right, now this is the two-handed version of it, and this is where I want you guys to start. One more time. Hands down, feet go all the way over. So here we have a two-handed reverse vault. You're gonna notice both hands go down, and I'm gonna land facing to my left, because I twist left. Here's a one-handed reverse vault, and it's just gonna be with my right hand. As we are getting into our reverse vault, what we're going to do is we're going to run towards our object, and we're gonna start stepping in and twisting a little soon. So if you notice with mine, since I twist to my left, I start twisting early. Right as I get to my reverse vault, I'm going to go run into my reverse vault, and this is where the gather step comes in, okay? So if you've been practicing your gather steps, good. If you have not, no big deal. So we're going to go step in, hands go down, and from there you basically just do your hip roll without your butt touching the bench or whatever it happens to be that you are doing or learning your reverse vault on. Now for hand placement, I like to put both of my hands facing in the direction I came. Reason being is so I can push away as I start to do my reverse vault. A couple of things that we're gonna do for this is when we place both of our hands down and we start to jump, we're gonna start to pull our butt up, not necessarily above your shoulders or above your head or anything, but we do want to get somewhere between vertical, not inverted, you know, not upside down, but vertical to horizontal. Okay, so we don't wanna lay flat, and if these are our feet, we don't wanna lay flat. So like that's the highest we wanna go, but somewhere between flat and feet down below us. And that would be the two ideal ranges. You know, it just depends on like the look that you want for it. After you run and you step in and you do your gather step and you start your turn and your hands placed down, from there, you are going to tuck your knees to your chest. Now, this is gonna cause a couple of things, right? So your push and your legs tucking in happen at the same time. And because it happens at the same time, you're actually kind of helping the push and getting a little bit further. You're actively pulling your knees up, so it's not weight that your hands have to push your weight now, it's just carrying its own weight, you know, it's not dead weight. Make sure you spot your landings. If there's something specific that you wanna do out of it, you know, you can land on 1 foot or you can land on 2 feet. Some of the more common mistakes is getting your butt too high. Really, you're giving it too much effort at this point. So it's a great thing, and you can afford to dial it back a little bit. So just get a video camera and make sure you're not getting it too high. And it's probably a really cool flip at that point, actually. So maybe you're just learning a different skill. The second most common mistake is the exact opposite of that, is not getting your legs high enough. Oftentimes this will happen when you aren't clearing your object because you're dragging too much. This comes from a few different things. It could be from not pushing hard enough or dropping your feet down too soon because you're afraid. So if that's the case, start with a less wide object. So instead of starting on a park bench, go start on a handrail. This could also be because you are jumping too close to the object, which is leading us into our third common mistake, is jumping too close to your object. As with all of our vaults, you wanna make sure that you have a decent way to jump, simply because if we're too close, we can't get any distance out of it. And if we're too far, we can't really clear the object at that point because we're too far. So play with the spacing and see how it feels for you, because everybody's gonna be different. Our fourth most common mistake, leaving our hands on too long. Now, if you leave your hands on too long, it starts to drag your shoulders behind, and you're not gonna clear the object at that point, right? Imagine this, look. I grab this pole, I can't keep going because I'm not letting go of the pole, right? I can't move anywhere because I'm physically attached to the pole. If you don't pull your hands off of the bench quick enough, think of it like it's a hot bench, or it's a hot rail, or it's a hot whatever, like hot potato, right? Put your hands on there, get them off, push them off right away. If you don't get your hands off soon enough, there's only a certain point to where keeping your hands on is beneficial. And that point happens to be right about when your butt starts to clear over the whole bench. It's like once your butt is clear, start ripping those hands up and pulling them towards your shoulders and spotting where you're landing. So this way you can get the optimal amount of jump and twist and land. So this way you're not spending too much time on that bench. So I believe those are the 4 common mistakes and how to fix them. So here are some demos of me doing a reverse vault. So a fun drill that I sometimes have my students do is a reverse vault on the floor, or on basically like a level surface. So I'm gonna do it on the top of this bench here. And I'm gonna go from the top of the bench and just stay on top of the bench. And this just kind of helps form. It helps you process like when to do everything, like when to snap and when to pull your hands up and when to pull your knees in. And it just kind of helps get through all of that. So hopefully Hercules doesn't walk in our way and I can show you. And that's literally it. Now, the other thing that you can do here is doing it from a high surface down to a low surface. In this case, I'm gonna go from on top of the bench to the bottom of the bench. I gotta get Hercules back. He's getting hot. But that's honestly like the whole tutorial, so yeah.